Welcome to MJR YouTube channel for today's political analysis. And in today's episode, I am going to talk about the Kabarak meeting. President William Ruto today landed in Kabarak, a day after holding a meeting with KANU National Chairperson and former Baringo Senator Gideon, a meeting that sparked a mix of reaction both in social media and mainstream media, with today's newspapers trying to focus on this meeting that took place. Many have tried to create stories and trying to derive many theories around the meeting. But why today's meeting in Kabarak, just a day after State House meeting? This meeting comes at a time when there are rumors that former President Uhuru Kenyatta, Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi had a meeting in Karen yesterday. And I want you to give me a time, just a minute, to talk about my opinion on Kabarak meeting. But before I do so, allow me to invite whoever is coming across this channel for the first time to please take a moment, a minute or two maybe, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to the subscribers, I am so grateful. And also do not forget to click the notification bell so that anytime I produce any video, YouTube will automatically let you know. Now, thank you. I have 4 points to talk about regarding Kabarak meeting. The first reason why William Ruto had to go to Kabarak was to mend their past bad relationship. Actually, Gideon and Moi and Ruto used not to meet on one-on-one basis. They rarely shared platform. But after a series of meetings, yesterday they came public. And after that, followed with a meeting in President Moi's home in Kabarak, where Ruto also lay wreath to the grave of the late President Daniel Tretich Arap Moi. And apart from that, there is a meeting that is taking place right now in Kabarak, I think between the family of Moi and also William Ruto. It also comes at a time when we are celebrating Mazingira Day, which initially used to be Moi Day in the old constitution, but it was removed and changed into Mazingira Day. So it is a meeting to reconcile the two in the presence of the families and other leaders from Rift Valley. Another reason is the spiritual connection. There are some spirits behind this meeting. You remember the famous Moi slogan, KANU will rule for 100 years. These are the early signs that indeed that prophecy might come to pass. Why bring Gideon Moi at such a critical moment? It is a time when William Ruto is going to vie for his second term. And after that, our constitution doesn't allow him to go further. And Rift Valley will not want to remain without a leader or like orphans. And Moi's son has to be brought on board. You remember, William Ruto grew under the tutelage of Daniel Tretich Arap Moi. And it is a time they remember his spirit. And that could only happen if we reconcile with the family and bring them on board. Kenyan politics is spiritually controlled. When Moi erected the Nyayo altar at Uhuru Park, Freedom Corner, that symbolizes the authority of Nyayo and KANU regime. And that's why all KANU descendants have been the ones ruling this country. So I think even at that point, allow me to bring that to your attention, that in politics, nothing is left to chance. There are very high spiritual connection into these political issues. Number 3, the 2027 politics is key here. William Ruto will have to mend fences with everybody, but more so to those whom he had always worked together, or at some point having been working in the same side. Moi and Ruto had supported Uhuru Kenyatta in his second term. Ruto is connecting again with Raila Odinga, whom they had worked with in ODM in 2007, Pentagon, and is trying to marshal all the forces together to lead this country for a second term. We saw this during Uhuru Kenyatta's second term. We saw that even during Kibaki's second term. Second term is always very hectic for all the incumbents. You have to bring whoever you need on board. No matter the little votes he may bring, you will want that vote. And this is the time and this is the moment when William Ruto will go out of his way without even consulting his close confidants on some of the decisions that he's going to make. He will make some that will look unpopular, but to him, these are necessary for him to do so. Because if he leaves any stone unturned, that could be the pivot point at which he will lose the election. Lastly, as the people of Kenya, what do we learn from this? We are continuing to learn because life is a lesson. Life is a school in which we learn every day. That in politics there's no permanent enmity, nor permanent friends. What we have in politics are the two currencies, betrayal and interest. And when the interests come together, then anybody can work with whoever he meets. And if they doesn't converge, the betrayal comes in and people part ways. So I hope that very soon a memorandum of understanding is going to be signed between the KANU and the UDA, and it will be signed in the public. If not to say that maybe there's an agreement that has been reached to bring KANU on board. Is it really all about Gideon Moi, or about KANU or the Moi's family? Or is it beyond what the eye can see? But if it is out beyond the eye can see, spiritually we've seen it, that this is all about the rule and the stamp of authority has to be taken back where it was. And that is those instruments are with the Moi's family. And therefore Moi is an important and key ingredients to ensure that those forces propel William Ruto to power come 2027. Remember, the powers that propelled William Ruto was from the evangelical churches. But now it seems like the churches are no longer willing to propel William Ruto. So William Ruto will have to look for other powers to clinch or to retain power. So ladies and gentlemen, we can say many more about such kind of meetings. But nevertheless, yesterday I talked about it. I mentioned the issue of businesses. I mentioned about the regime change or power change, and I talked about many things about these meetings. So it is up to you to do with the information I'm sharing. Thank you, and may God bless you.